Apple released the best, fastest, and most durable iPhone 15 lineup. And buzzwords aside, let's take a closer look and get some first impressions. We have the 15 Plus, Pro, and Pro Max. We're gonna start with the 15 Plus, which is essentially the 15 but a bit bigger. They've revisited a more ergonomic design this time around. Not as rounded as the iPhone 6, but definitely introducing a subtle curve around the sharp corners, making it a little nicer to hold. I can definitely tell the difference.
One eternity later.
It's frozen. Look at this. Top of the line, huh? The iPhone 15. I can't do anything. I can't set it up. It's not working. No, it's working now. Moving on to the back. All the new iPhones now have sand, soft touch, and matte finishes. I mean, it just feels amazing. I don't know if you guys can hear this. And yes, not just confined to the Pro models this time. And here's the upgrade many of us have eagerly awaited. USB-C has finally come to the iPhone. What that means for us is that we can use one cable to charge our laptops, tablets, and everything else that has been released in the past few years. One thing I hated about traveling on my iPhone was having to bring an extra cable every time. Now I can just use the USB-C cable I'm already bringing to charge my headphones and my laptop to charge my phone. However, delve a little deeper and you'll note that only the Pro models boast USB 3, enabling much faster transfer speeds. Meanwhile, the 15 and the 15 Plus lag behind with USB 2. Overall, the updates might seem slight, but they are noteworthy. There's a new display featuring the dynamic island from last year's Pro models and a typical peak brightness jump to 1000 nits, a significant 25% climb from the 14's 800 nits, and it's double in peak brightness at 2000 nits. But it still has a 60 Hz refresh rate, which is disappointing, but not that surprising. Apple. Let's snap to the camera. Anyways, as I was saying, let's just get into the camera. It has a 48 megapixel sensor, again from last year's Pro models. Anyone else sensing a pattern here? Apple downsamples the data from this 48 megapixel sensor into a 24 megapixel picture, compared to last year's 12 megapixel pictures that should have been sharper, more detailed pictures. We can't do a deep dive into any of the new camera systems today, but keep an eye out on the channel for a more detailed video. Alright, now for the Pro models. The Pro models are largely the same as last year's, with a few welcome changes in build quality, the cameras, and the chip inside. Let's start with the new A17 Pro. It's the industry's first chip that's based on a 3nm process. This is a big deal, even when compared to top-end chips from last year, which were largely based on a 4nm process. Essentially, the smaller the number, the smaller and more tightly packed the transistors can be, allowing for more to fit in the same footprint, increasing performance. But it's not all about how fast these new chips can go. Smaller transistors also operate using less power. We don't want to say these new chips are amazing yet. You'll just have to wait for a full review. Let's talk about the most earth-shattering change. The first iPhone to feature an aerospace-grade titanium design, using the same alloy that spacecrafts use for missions to Mars. Jokes aside, this is a stronger and lighter material which does make the phone about 10% lighter. What I like about it the most is that the sides of the phone now show less fingerprints. The Pros have received a significant upgrade with a larger 48 megapixel main sensor and an enhanced ultra-wide camera. Meanwhile, the Pro Max exclusively introduces a 5x telephoto camera. For the standard iPhone 15 Pro, it gets the same 3x from the last few generations, so if you like to get more zoom with your photos and videos, go with the Pro Max. During the keynote presentation, they unveiled an unexpected feature. They discussed the ability to modify your default focal length, allowing you to choose from options like 1x, 1.2x, or 1.5x. This feature is tucked away within the camera settings, but you have the flexibility to set your preferred focal length. Once configured, switching back to the camera app ensures that the 1x button will consistently take you to your chosen focal length. They have also replaced the mute switch with an action button that is fully customizable. So now you can leave it as a mute switch, focus button, camera shortcut, a flashlight, voice memo, magnifier, and a shortcut which you can do basically anything with. I have mine set to open up the TicTic app to add a new task. Now to start with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. We've actually been recording all the second camera shots with the 15 Pro Max in log mode. Let us know what you all think in the comments, and could you tell that it was being recorded by an iPhone? And to wrap, amidst all these updates and nods to previous models, Apple's kept the starting prices pretty consistent. We'll be diving deeper into all these features and more in our upcoming reviews. Stay tuned and let us know your thoughts on the latest from Apple. Please subscribe.